Hello, food. This is probably a channel that you forgot about. And today, we're going to be talking about my new card game that I'm making. It's a scrap card game. It's not professional or anything. Just this. And you got the tank, martial artist, sharpshooter. All can do their things. By the way, they have stats on the back. Attack, HP, speed, armor, energy, and the attacks. For the sharpshooter, attack 4. By the way, how attack works is you add the attack and the number next to the attack, like the attacks that you can do. So 3 plus 7, 4 plus 7, 4 plus 3 equals 7. 4 plus 2 equals 8, and so on and so forth. D is like duration, or as I like to call it, okay, no, it's just duration. Duration 2. Which means that, so you have this, but it also does a damage after that. 2 damage after that. So it does 6 damage, and then after that, it does 2 more damage. By the way, 6, 7, 6. I don't know if that was obvious. And then an extra 2, so technically 8. But this stuff, this is the martial artist. See? The drawings are a little rough. I'm not an artist. Okay? Ooh, that's a good class. For now. Anyways, this, his attack is 6, HP 50, just like the sharpshooter. The tank will get to soon. Speed 3, the quickest of them all. Armor 1. By the way, here's how armor works. You can divide the attack that you get by 1 time. Like, let's go to the tank for a moment. You see his armor is 2. I said 2. Anyways, he can divide it by 2 times. Yeah. Then the energy is what you can do in that turn. And then the attacks. Punch, 2. And they already explained how the attack works. Kick. Then grab. It hinders turn. That's not hit. Hinders turn for 1 turn. Meaning that if you, let's say you're fighting a sharpshooter, and you grab them, they can't do anything for that turn. So now you can do something else like... But turns are usually longer, but this is just an example. So you can like do a kick or a punch, and they can't attack you. And the reason why this is good is because you'll see in a moment how this will work later on when there's more stuff on the screen. And yeah, now let's move on to the tank. Attack 7, HP 60, speed 1. It's just horrible. Armor, we already talked about that. Energy 2, same as the sharpshooter. Heavy, now it has 2 attacks, unlike the 3 attacks from these guys. Heavy punch 3, flop area 2. That just means that like it can attack everybody there. So he does 9 and then 10. He does a lot of damage, but again, he's slow and has a low amount of energy compared to the other ones. He's just slow. And yeah, those are the characters. And then you have the items, or more specifically the subcategory that I've made so far, weapons. This is just what you put on top, because it's going to come in later. And by the way, I'm not going to explain the rules in this video. I'm going to explain the rules in the next video, which will be coming out tomorrow. This video will be coming out the exact same. It's going to be, be uploaded. By the way, I have a beach house. Don't question it. So, throwing knives. This is obviously mainly made for the sharpshooter, but it can also work with, let's say, the martial artist. Just won't work as well with him. But it won't really work at all with the tank. Like, you can use it, but the tank won't be able to use it that much. And I'll show you why. With the bow staff, the sharpshooter can't use it because, well, he's used to throwing. Or she, however you want it to be. And yeah. Same thing with the martial artist. The martial artist isn't that good with the club. They all have something that they're not really good at, and the only reason why it's not good with the club is because use the quick stuff. Now there are some things that you can use like a club, but this is like the barbaric club. Like I'm gonna make a thin club, which is also gonna be an Oni stick, and Oni sticks are different. By the way, I do karate. That's why I know this stuff. And if we go into the back, just like the characters, they have attacks, but no really stats. This guy, guess what this guy could do? This are the attacks that add to the character. So let's say you have this guy. You have the tank, and you put down a club for the tank. Put it there, and then you have more attacks. Add attacking. Add attacks. So now you can do a heavy punch, you can do a flap, or you could do a whack. A whack just does 11 damage. Still a lot more. Mind you, 11 damage can kill another tank quickly. It can definitely kill a martial artist if you wanted it to. But if you want a tank that can do a lot of damage, but you also want a lot more attacks, 5 attacks, well then, here you go. Whack. By the way, this is the bow staff. Only reason why the tank can semi-use it really goodly, unlike the throwing knives are, well, it's basically just a stick for the guy. He can just like do this. Anyways, you can add attacks. So, whack, just like this guy can do it, except weaker. But you can also do poke and sweep. By the way, you can only do one attack for one person. It will come in with the rules later on. And yeah. Yeah, sorry, something happened. So yeah, you got this. And, oh yeah, so you have this guy. And then you want to add attacks. Well, boom. So here, throw and then stab. I feel unorganized. But if you want the maximum amount of attacks, you can do one of these. Choose one of these and then get the bow staff on one of them. But you're most likely to use the martial artist because he's the best with it. The reason why is because 3 attacks for this guy, 3 attacks for this guy, 6 attacks, best possible ability with it. Like wondering, this seems OP. No, it is not. The tank can like 4-shot you. The only reason why there's a lot of attacks is because, well, you gotta do the same attack in one turn. And yeah. And you can also move around. That's what speed is. Energy is how much you can do in one turn. Now, once you get the weapon, you're most likely going to be using the weapons more. And the only reason why I don't make them insanely powerful is because, well, I gotta keep them weak right now. Don't worry, I'll make stronger versions of them, but these are going to be weak. They just add some more attacks so you can have some more variety, and also sweep. You're probably just going to use the bow for the sweep. You're probably just going to use the club because it does a lot of damage. Probably going to use the throwing knife because it just does more damage than this guy. Just because of throw. And stab. Now, it doesn't add anything, but, yeah, sweep. It does 2 damage, so 8, but it can attack everyone. Like Okay, let's just move to monsters. You have slime and big slime. They have statuses as well. They don't move, they just attack you. Well, they can move, but no one can necessarily control them. And, yeah. And so, let's just set up a game. You might understand the rules. You might not. You most likely not. So, let's say I'm a martial artist, and my opponent is the tank. And let's say there's a slime right here. Hold on. Yeah, there's slime right here. No one's doing that. Then you have this guy, which is gonna be the monster pile. And then you have the items pile. But I already have an item in my hand. And everybody can see it. And he already has an item in his hand. So, I have a throwing knife. I have throwing knives. And what I can do is, it's my turn. So I obviously do the obvious and give them to my martial artist. But I don't have bow. So I grab it from the weapons pile after once it's my turn, which I'm allowed to because it's 3 things, and it's not my turn, so I use this. But I put it on there, and you can do this. So now you have even more. But if you only want one weapon, this is what you do. If you want multiple weapons, this is what you do. And now you can have sweep. So you have sweep. You do damage to both of them. Hooray! And now it's not your turn. Obviously, he's gonna do that. And guess what he's probably gonna do? Since this guy's most likely gonna attack him, but let's all be honest, doesn't do that much damage. 4 damage. Wait. He is probably gonna take his 11 damage and hit you. And yeah. By the way, that was just a hint on the rules. Well, that's it for now. And I guess bye. But before we leave, here are all of the cards that I can fit into the camera. Yeah, sorry about that. Again, something happened. So let's see if I can fit them all. And no, I'm not going to time lapse this, cut this or anything. I'm just going to place them all. And it does seem like I can place them all because there's a small amount. Should I do organization? Yes, I should do organization. Huh? I organized it by accident a little bit. Okay. And it's almost done. These don't count as cards. These just count as something that you put on the stacks of cards that you have. By the way, there will be stacks for characters because you could start out with a lot of characters, but you can also get characters, but since that's not really useful right now, this is what you get. Next video we'll be I'll be showing you the rules, teaching you, and showing you how I make cards, and we will be making 3 cards next time. We'll be making another monster card, and you can also suggest in the comments if you want to. If I don't really like any of the ones there, I'll just go with the one I have in mind. You'll have to learn with it soon. And we're also making 2 items. An attack item and a healing item. I'll show you how those are made. Well, buy food,